RJ, this could be a battle won in the trenches. Each team with a formidable front court.
Yeah, both these teams are loaded with a lot of skill down low. Kind of old school. Should be a physical contest.
Now, here's Fox. And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Sohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. Castle is out there with Fox. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot.
And when Wembanyama is connecting from deep, he is downright unguardable. This is how special a talent he is.
Dunn looking over the floor. Pass to Zubac. Back to Dunn. On the wing, Harden. Takes the 3. Victor Wembanyama grabs the rebound. Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Well, a bit ago, Teron Lue and I were able to chat. Now, I asked him the approach they're going to take with De'Aaron Fox, and Coach said that Fox's speed is the big challenge. He said, we're dealing with maybe the fastest player in the league, so we've got to be high energy at the defensive end. They know they have their work cut out for them. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. You know, Greg, with a combination of Wembanyama and Coach Greg Popovich, the Spurs should be a great defensive team.
Yeah, it's hard with a young roster because all 5 guys have to work in unison, and often someone's going to make a mistake.
Now, here is Harden. Tight defense on him. Here's Dunn. Shot clock at 6. Kicks it out to Jones. Baseline jumper, and that one drops for him.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Spurs have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Outside for Wembanyama. Oh, my. He'll go to the line with a chance for a 4-point play. It's on Kawhi Leonard. Now, some have argued that Wembanyama deserved Defensive Player of the Year consideration in his rookie year.
And, Kevin, I can see where they're coming from. His team went from a bottom 5 defense to a top 5 defense when he was on the floor. His impact is amazing.
Capable of playing either guard position. Harden's sense for when his teammates are open is ridiculous.
Wembanyama passes to Fox. Johnson, a wide open look. Good, and it's Fox who picks up the assist. Fox has got his 3rd assist on the night. Harden outside, and it's Zubac atop the key. Back to Harden. Dunn outside. No good on the triple. San Antonio leading by 5. Stolen by Harden. And it's Dunn in the corner. Harden sets the pick for Dunn. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
The most underrated part of Harden's game, his playmaking. James is amazing at setting up other players.
Wembanyama sets a screen for Fox. On the wing, Johnson. Dunn covering. Johnson, the pass to Wembanyama. His 3-pointer's off the mark.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Harden, that's good.
Come on, that lefty stroke of James Harden, just so pretty.
San Antonio's gone 3 of 5 from 3-point land so far in the ballgame. A 3 from Wembanyama, nailed from 3-point land. Wembanyama's got 10 points.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
.106 left in the first quarter. Doesn't go for him. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They trail by 3. Screen by Jones. Harden kicks to Dunn. Not 3 off the mark. 2 for 1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Outside for Wembanyama. Wembanyama throws it down.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
Here's Harden. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
Here's Wembanyama. Plays it up and banks it in. He's got 14.
And few defenders to ever play in this league have the ability to slow Wembanyama inside.
And it's done in the corner. 4 seconds left. Here's Zubac. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
Resourceful move there, ending the...
And so it's Victor Wembanyama making things happen for San Antonio. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. We come back right after this. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Spurs.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And also have to bring up their passing game. They've been moving the ball with great precision so far and creating great looks for their teammates.
So with Leonard on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. Bogdanovich out there with Powell. Then there's Ben Simmons. Then there's Drew Eubanks. And it's Coffey in at the 3, the small forward.
Playing bully ball inside. Simmons very effective around the rim.
To the right side. Oh, no good off the front iron.
Oh, I can see some miscommunication on defense there very clearly. They were super fortunate it didn't torch them with that mistake.
Pass to Coffey. Outside for Simmons. Here's Eubanks. And it's Mamu Kelishvili with the rebound. Greg, looking back to last season, the Clippers had one red-hot stretch.
That's right. They went on a 26-5 run between December and February. It finally showed how dangerous that team could be when healthy.
Barnes against Powell. Here's Eubanks. Back to Powell. And here's Bogdanovich. Nothing on the board. 6 on the shot clock. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here.
Lacking foul called on Bogdanovich. First personal foul. First team foul.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. The kick out to Barnes. Pass to Mamu Kelishvili. Barnes the screen. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Great, we know about the EuroStep, but is the D-cell the next move that's getting more notice?
I think it is, Kevin, and you can see players have quickly incorporated that into their arsenal. It's been fun to watch, man, and I tell you, it creates some uncomfortable situations.
And I'll bet his percentage is pretty high from that range.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Hey, Kevin. Greg Popovich is guiding a young Spurs team that's hoping to return this franchise to the dominance. We saw 5 titles since 1999. Pop said the standards haven't changed. Be very direct, demand, be fair, and love them. They got to know you care about them. So it's all the same formula from 25 years ago to today. Kevin?
It's an interesting story, David. Thank you. And, of course, as a Hall of Famer, you bringing that to us? Perfect. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Here's Bogdanovich. And the basket is good. And now it's just a 4-point Spurs lead.
What pace on the fast break from Bogdanovich. Getting out ahead and protecting the opportunity to score.
They get it back. Pass to Champagnie. Barnes against Simmons. And the dunk by Barnes.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, you like the pick to set up the open shot, but when it leads to a dunk, okay, even better, you'll take it.
In the corner, Eubanks with it, and is out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
That's fine. You love the effort, not making things easy for the opposition on offense.
San Antonio leading by 6. Paul kicks to Vassell. From outside, off the mark. Clippers have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First team.
We've got 1:13 left to play here in the second quarter. Pass to Eubanks. And here is Powell. Back to Eubanks. 6 to shoot. From the line. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area, really keeps the defense honest.
And when we talk about the numbers, the analytics for great shooters like him, pretty much any shot is a good shot.
Clippers trail by 7. Here's Simmons. Second chance shot. Barnes grabs the miss. For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. A finish. The fast break ends at the rim with the jam.
Passes like this demonstrate leadership. Vassell wanting to find his open teammates.
That one goes in. Simmons got his second basket of the night.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Shot by Champagny, no good. The shot. Simmons finds Eubanks. Outside Bogdanovich. It's good from long range. And now it's just a 4-point Spurs lead. Here's Vassell. Goes up off the inbound. He lays it in. Vassell's got 5 points so far.
Nice little draw up there from the inbounds play to get them an easy bucket.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. We're seeing a tremendous game from Victor Wembanyama.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Zohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. De'Aaron Fox out there with Castle. And it's Johnson in at the small forward position.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. On the wing, Johnson. Done against Fox. And he uses the glass on the lane. Fox has got the lead up to 9 now for the Spurs.
Yeah, Fox can be so slippery on the drive, making those little adjustments to get by the defense.
Harden the pass to Jones. And again, the Clippers turn it over. Talk about confidence. Greg, what do you think about Harden's quote from a couple years ago when he said, "I'm not a system player, I am the system"?
Kevin, I laughed when I heard it because most guys couldn't say that, but Harden absolutely can. He's an elite scorer turned elite passer. Your offense has to orbit around him when he's on the floor.
Here's Harden. And he gets the bucket. Harden's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
In the paint, Harden, man, he's just a tough guard. If you get too close, you know that this man is a master at drawing fouls.
Wembanyama on the attack. And it's Wembanyama with the jam.
Yeah, it's easy to see why they go to him so often, because they know they can depend on him to come through for them.
Stolen by Zubac. screen by Leonard. And Harden with the basket on the assist from Zubac. Harden's got 4 this quarter.
A master at working through contact. Sometimes it seems Harden prefers getting physical on the way up.
Clippers trail by 7. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And throw it down, Kawhi. That was nasty. Love watching him go hard and attacking with power.
Here's Jones. Wide open look here for Zubac. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
And so far in the second half, this has been a different kind of game than what we saw early on.
And they look like a completely different team. I wonder what coach said to them at halftime to help spark this momentum change.
Here's Wembanyama for 3. San Antonio again missing. And it's Harden with the ball for L.A. It's a 3-point game. Dunn, wide open, he fires. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Dunn's got 5.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
And as tired as they might be after fighting to tie it up, they have all the momentum now to finish this comeback.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
And the Clippers with a whole new lineup now.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
And the Spurs making a change here. Amu Kelishvili is checked in. Richard, last season marked the 5th consecutive year that the Spurs missed the playoffs.
And this drought came directly after their historic streak of 22 consecutive playoff appearances. But the silver lining in this stretch is that it allowed them to draft a generational talent in Wembanyama.
It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Bogdanovich.
Oh, he is so good from deep. Bogdan is even better shooting out of the corner.
Amu Kelishvili passes to Champagny. Ball for 3. That one's not going to go. For Los Angeles, they've gone an unbelievable 8 of 8 shooting since halftime. Must have been some kind of pep talk in that locker room.
Love the assertive approach from Simmons, refusing to let the contact get to him.
They get the rebound. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 2 from long range in the 3rd quarter so far. Here's Coffey. Drains the 3-pointer. And now a 4-point Clipper lead.
And that's on the defense there. Gotta know the scouting report and understand that he loves his shot.
And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Vassell against Powell. Vassell kicks to Barnes. 5 on the clock. Pass to Amu Kelishvili. And that one is stuffed right through.
He gives up a bit of size at the center position, but his leaping ability, well, let's just say that makes up for it.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Powell, the pass to Bogdanovich. Powell with it. Clippers moving the ball around. Back to Eubanks. Here's Coffey. With 1 on the clock. Now here's Powell. Over Paul.
There will be 2 minutes to review the last play.
So fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the 4th.
And they're making sure on this one.
And at the close of the 3rd quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Clippers ahead, up by 2. And when we return, we'll get the 4th quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. We've reached the 4th quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. So with Leonard on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. We've got Ben Simmons. Bogdan Bogdanovich is out there with Norman Powell. Then there's Drew Eubanks. And it's Coffee in at the 3 slot.
Horrible mistake right there. You hate to see unforced turnovers like that.
Paul with the ball. Pass to Vassell. Barnes screen on Bogdanovich. Barnes down low. Simmons is there. And foul on the folks. The coach's challenge has been
Personal foul.
a like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to make a challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Well, guys, over the break, I was able to listen to Tyronn Lue's huddle. Now, with this game up for grabs, Coach told his guys to think positive. He said, "We know this game is ours, fellas. We've earned it. I need you to show me right now that you want this. Can they get it done? We'll see. Guys."
Thank you, David. Harden inside the three-point line. To the inside. Aggressive move inside from Kawhi.
What strength from Leonard there, not allowing the defense to get the best of it.
Wembanyama, a screen undone. Wembanyama outside. And Wembanyama throws it down.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Zubac kicks to Jones. Back to Zubac. Tipped away. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Wembanyama. And it's good. That bucket takes him to 9 for 14. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Spurs.
They've been defending with excellent anticipation all game long. Just look at how many times they've managed to get their hands on the ball.
And another thing, guys, they dominated on fast breaks tonight, outrunning their opponent the entire game.
Here's Castle, guarded by Harden. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Wembanyama for 3. Rebound by the Clippers.
That is not a guy you want to allow open looks for rain. Lucky for the defense, he just couldn't get it to go.
Dunn passes to Harden. Kicks it out to Jones. Pass to Leonard. Rebound San Antonio. Wembanyama's got 4 rebounds in this game. Driving to the basket. That one falls. Wembanyama's got 12 points here in the second half.
And this is what you want to see. Wembanyama attacking with authority inside.
Leonard chewing him up inside.
Showing no hesitation, and in a huge moment, Kawhi wants the ball when they need a bucket.
Here's Fox. Wembanyama outside. Good, and it's Fox who picks up the assist. Fox has got his 7th assist in the game. And the foul on Jeremy Sohan. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. High post, Zubac. Here's Harden. Back to Zubac. Outside, Jones. Shot clock at 5. And the 3 off target.
Questionable shot selection in that 3. Not really helping as they try and narrow the deficit.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's his first foul. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Outside for Wembanyama. No good with the triple. Clippers trail by 5. Here's Jones. Harden outside. Shoots from the baseline. Rebounded by Castle. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6.
A generational talent. For Wembanyama, the sky is the limit and the reality.
I'm not going to lie, that's big, making all of those, giving them a little bit more breathing room.
And again, no good by the Clippers. And so Fox will bring it up for the Spurs. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Spurs.
Well, the one thing that jumps out in this game is the free throw shooting, which they did a much better job at.
Absolutely. A big plus. And oftentimes your performance at the line can be the difference in a game. And I think tonight we saw that.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Victor Wembanyama.
We certainly got to see his best effort on offense, attacking the defense without fear and grabbing a lot of buckets.
And both free throws good for James Harden.
Let me say this. If you need it, he's got it. Harden does everything you want out of an offensive weapon.
Outside for Wembanyama. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And that score probably slams the door for any would-be comebacks. And look, they put this one to bed.
17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on James Harden.
Maybe the most hyped teenager since LeBron James. Wembanyama is the poster child for upside.
Second free throw, no good. Fires from deep. He can't get that one. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a...
And so off the tip, it's the Magic. And the starting lineup for the Magic. The backcourt is Suggs and Caldwell-Pope. Jonathan Isaac is out there with Banchero. And it's Bataze in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Yeah, good to see Suggs bury the triple. This will only help with his confidence.
Well, after a decade of uncertainty, Magic fans now have a lot to cheer about.
This is the most optimism they've had around the team since the Dwight Howard era. And it centers around their young star, Paolo Banchero. He is going to be a force for a very long time.
Now here's Harden. The 3. He drops it from range.
Capable of doing great damage from outside. For Harden, I think it's simply about shooting with confidence.
Banchero surveys, fires from deep, and that's good. His first bucket of the game.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
And it's slammed in by Zubac.
I think Harden has fine-tuned his playmaking skills. A threat for double-digit assists every night.
Suggs, the pass to Banchero. Bogdanovich against Caldwell-Pope. Pass to Isaac. Back to Caldwell-Pope. Shot clock at 5. The ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Bogdanovich. In transition, here they come. And it's Harden. That time on the assist by Bogdanovich. Harden's got 5 now.
And, you know, Harden's exceptional at getting out on the break in transition. I mean, running exactly the right path and getting it done.
Oh, stolen by Harden. In transition, here they come. Here's Leonard. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. He's got his first free throws of the night right here. The first free throw is good. Obviously, everyone knows about the defense of Kawhi Leonard. But Grant, his shooting is overlooked.
Yeah, you know, he's at about 40% from 3 for his career. You combine that with his wing defense, you get a one-of-one player capable of carrying a team.
The Clippers have gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. Here he goes. Here's Zubac. And a nice finish on the layup.
That time you saw how Leonard surveyed the floor and found the guy with the best look.
Suggs, the pass to Caldwell-Pope. Will it go? And it's good. First made shot in 4 attempts. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played so far. And now we'll go to Allie LaForce, who had a chance to talk with Tyronn Lue.
I asked him how he plans to slow down Paolo Banchero, and Coach told me, look, he's an all-star, so you've got to guard him with your whole team. He's big, he's strong. He can punish you down low, but he's also quick and has the ability to beat you on the perimeter. We'll have to be disciplined tonight, BA.
Appreciate the report, Allie. In transition, here come the Clippers. Bogdanovich passes to Harden. There's the triple. And Los Angeles, another three.
Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
Now here's Suggs. Plenty of room to knock down that one. Suggs has got his second bucket of the night.
So cunning and effective in screen and rolls. I really like watching Suggs operate in these sets.
Here's Harden. It's hauled in by Isaac.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lead.
And so it looks like it'll be Orlando's ball still.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
On the wing, Suggs, defended by Harden. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Absolutely flying. Look at Suggs using those hops to jam it home.
Jones with a screen on Suggs. And he lobs it up to the rim. Alley-oop up top, hammer it home.
Woo! I just love that alley-oop slam, B.A.
Defense disorganized, defense pays.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
Now here's Jones. Outside Harden. Leonard with a screen on Suggs. Shot from the top of the key. Outside for Harden. Yes, and it's Leonard with the assist that time. Harden's got 7.
Incredible control on that floater. Harden is fantastic at putting just the right amount of touch on these very difficult and delicate shots.
Shot clock and game clock, 1 second differential. And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Leonard. Doesn't go for him. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with a 6-point lead at the close of the... And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Clippers.
They've really been disruptive on the defensive end, forcing turnovers and turning those turnovers into points at the other end.
And they've done a tremendous job just creating havoc defensively. Active hands have led to tons of turnovers that they've capitalized on.
All right, this is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. The Wagner brothers on the floor. Franz at the 3, Mo in the middle. Then there's Anthony, and it's De Silva in at the 4. The shot by Dunn, no good.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Anthony outside. No good from outside. Los Angeles leading by 6. So interesting, Grant. Younger fans may not realize the Clippers had a lot of rough seasons early on.
Well, you know, B.A., that's one way to put it. You know, in their first 27 years in L.A., they only made the playoffs 4 times. But things have definitely changed. Owners have changed, and now they're postseason regulars in the league. The value of good ball movement isn't lost on this squad.
Three-pointer, Anthony. He buries it from 3. Anthony's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 4 from distance in this game. Dunn, the pass to Coffey. 2 shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, the Clippers' talent level is unquestionable, but they can run hot and cold at times. Coach Ty Lue said taking care of the basketball, transition defense, offensive rebounds, and spacing. Those are the 4 things we have to consistently be good at every single night. Brian?
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about, Allie. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Powell. Magic trail by 5. Here's Anthony. Drives to the hoop. And Anthony slams it in.
A nice mix and blend of speed and control on the drive. Anthony gets right where he wants to be.
To the wing on the left. Back to Powell. Dunn left side. Outside Simmons. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. All right, Grant, which U.S.-born player do you think has the best chance to supplant LeBron as the face of the league?
Oh, man, you putting me on the spot, B.A. Well, the conversation has to be between Jason Tatum, Ja Morant, and Anthony Edwards. They're the best young talent that the U.S. has to offer, and they're only getting better.
Orlando shooting their first foul shot of the night, and the Magic surprising many league-wide, Clark, with how they've broken through.
And the way they're winning, I might add. I mean, rugged physical defense is their identity and calling card. Not necessarily what you expect to see from a young team, B.A., and they need Anthony to connect from deep. And when he does, their offense opens up even more.
Dunn, the pass to Simmons. Back to Dunn. The kick out to Simmons.
2 minutes remain in the first half.
Pass to Coffey. 5 on the clock. Over Anthony. Rebound by the Magic. They are looking really strong offensively.
Yeah, just terrific momentum. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Great to see a young guy play that kind of cerebral game. Wagner sees a shooter and gets him set up nicely.
Here's Coffey. It's Powell on the wing. Back to Dunn. To stop the run. Powell outside. Here's Coffey. He's guarded by Anthony. Here's Simmons. And once again, off the mark by Los Angeles. Oh, and a fast break for the Magic. Here's Wagner. And the fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
A capable floor general. I love watching Anthony set up his teammates.
Coffey on the wing. Pass to Eubanks. This one for 3. And the Clippers miss again.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
Here's Anthony. Powell pulls it in. Clippers trail by 4. There's 38 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Coffey. Gets the 3 ball to go. Coffey's got 7 points here in the quarter.
His three-point shot looks so pure. The defense allowing him to get comfortable out there.
Wagner with a screen on Powell. Black passes to Wagner. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter.
Really can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. I mean, his confidence just rises when he slams it down like that.
Anthony, the pass to Wagner. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close. Thanks very much, Allie. And folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game. Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. One of the stories here, Cole Anthony. Man, is he getting it done today?
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
And it's a completely new group for the Clippers. It's Jones at power forward with Zubac at center. Bogdan Bogdanovic is out there with James Harden. And it's Leonard in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
Attacking immediately. Caldwell Pope fires the moment he finds his angle.
You know, Clark, something Kentavious Caldwell Pope brings, that championship experience.
And every championship team has a guy like KCP, a guy who can make shots, who's always there, ultra reliable, plays both ends, doesn't step out of his role, and all he does is help you win championships. I love watching guys like that contribute in a meaningful way to championship teams. And he's a fun guy to watch because he does his job at a high level pretty much every night.
Puts up a three. Here's Batase. Kicks it out to Isaac. Pass to Banchero. Banchero down the lane. Oh, Banchero throws it down.
Oh, so ferocious on the drive. I mean, have to be impressed watching Banchero just throw it down.
And the Clippers miss again. Magic leading by 4. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Suggs against Harden. Launches a three. And it's Suggs with the three. Suggs has got 10 points.
His teammates expect Suggs to hit these shots, and he doesn't disappoint them.
Leonard outside. To halt the run. Having his way inside. Leonard.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
The Magic have gone 3 of 5 from the field in this third quarter. And Banchero gets it to go.
You know, I know some would like to see Banchero increase his shooting range, especially since he doesn't have a solid shot from behind the arc.
And the call will be against Jonathan Isaac. That's his third foul so far. And stolen by Banchero.
Love the opportunistic defense, guys.
Suggs with it. Harden picks him up. For three, Caldwell Pope sinks the tray. And now an 11-point Magic lead.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
The response from the Claw. Leonard really wanted that three.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Well, Paolo Banchero grew up in Seattle playing pros every summer, and that gave him a huge leg up in the NBA. He said, quote, "They'd always tell me it's not as hard as you think. You just have to be focused and locked in." That's what led to me having that demeanor. Brian?
The 2023 Rookie of the Year, Allie. He hit the ground running. So it's Los Angeles now. Orlando making their last shot. Harden, the pass to Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. Ooh, he took a hard foul on the shot. So head coach doesn't like the call at all. He's opting to use.
Action down. But with so many close calls in every game, the NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And he drops the first. And Leonard drops them both. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. And the call will be against James Harden. That's his first foul. And it's a completely new group for the Clippers.
Substitution on the court.
A minute 37 left in the third quarter. Anthony feeling it out a bit. Wagner up top. Pass to De Silva. Anthony outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's Wagner. And he dunks it. What a pass to set him up.
Having a scorer's mindset, but Anthony also has to keep others involved. That's a really good pass there.
Powell passes to Eubanks. And there's the drive. Dunn outside. Here's Coffey. Offensive rebound. Powell, a screen on Wagner. 4-3. Simmons. It's good on the putback.
Well, I love how hard Simmons goes to the glass. I mean, he knows he has the size and timing to keep possessions alive for his team.
Anthony right side from the arc. Pure from three-point range. Anthony's got 11 points.
Since halftime, they have been efficient and effective, making Coach very happy.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
Coffee, the kick out to Simmons. De Silva with the rebound. He got him. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul. Orlando shooting their second free throw attempt on the night.
And, you know, there was plenty of blame to go around for that. I mean, it wasn't just one or two guys. I mean, for the most part, the entire team struggled.
Here's Anthony. It's rebounded by Los Angeles. Up in time. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
He's always near the top of the list for this honor. I mean, passes like these are his specialty.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays, night in and night out.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. Fourth quarter on the court for the Magic. The Wagner brothers on the floor. Franz at the three, Mo in the middle. Then there's Anthony, and it's De Silva in at the power forward position. Wagner for three. Powell pulls it in. Clippers trail by 12. Outside Simmons. Up and in on the layup.
This is where Simmons likes to shoot from. Now, we know he doesn't have great range, so the closer to the rim he is, the better.
Wagner with a screen. Here's Black, and he drives in. Oh, he goes up high for the two-handed slam.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Ooh, bouncy. That should give him a nice lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
And, you know, that's exactly what happens when you don't settle. That's the result. Tremendous effort and a big-time finish there.
Here's Coffee. Now here's Simmons. The D's right on him. And he comes up with a bucket.
You know, this is Simmons at his most explosive, and we are seeing the vast array of his skills on display here tonight.
Wagner inside. Simmons defending. Shoots. And it's Wagner missing.
The defensive breakdown gives him a wide open look, but he can't take advantage.
Here's Black. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse move! He's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to go on Ben Simmons. So both teams making some changes here. Moving along, 2 minutes gone in the fourth. Down low. Suggs against Harden. Out to Leonard. Here's the three. It's good. Off the assist from Harden. Harden's got 7 assists in the game.
Well, getting rid of it in a hurry. Nice quick release that time.
Pass to Ben Carroll. Fourth quarter of play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it now. Here's Leonard. Throw it down, Kawhi.
Boy, it has been a huge night for Leonard. The skill is obvious, but his strength is what makes him hard to defend.
It's Suggs with a drive. Here's Batase. And Carroll outside. Pass to Isaac. Suggs with it. Isaac with a screen on Harden. Suggs with the bucket.
Suggs handling his business so far in this one. Really putting the work in on the offensive end.
Harden against Suggs. Harden, the pass to Bogdanovich. Up top, Harden. Leonard on the wing. 6 to shoot. Lets the 3 fly. Look at Leonard, dialed in from deep.
He's done so much damage from beyond the arc, and he's still hitting those big shots.
And it's a big one. What a performance from long range. Remarkable.
Suggs finds Isaac. Here's Black. Back to Isaac. Pass to Batase. Here's Suggs. Going inside. Nails it. He's now 6 for 8 from the floor.
Boy, that's just the toughness basket by Suggs right there. Remember now, this young man was an all-state football player in high school.
Jones sets the screens. They get the rebound. Magic leading by 8. Here's Black. Pass to Batase. Suggs surveys the D. Tries the spin move. To the wing, right side. Here's Black. Leonard defending. And another 3 for Orlando.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
3-pointer, Harden. Orlando with the rebound. And Carroll with it. Harden picks him up. Jacks up a 3. Rebounded by Kawhi Leonard. And it's Leonard with the ball for Los Angeles. They trail by 11. Off the mark there with a 3. Here's Black. Offline with a 3. So no problem for Orlando as they get the win. They have to feel good about this performance. It's one.
The future of this great league, certainly, Greg, some terrific young talent on display here tonight.
Yeah, and Kevin, who's got next? I mean, some gifted players here answering in the affirmative.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. Jonathan Isaac is out there with Banchero. And it's Bitadze in at the center position. Now, here's Isaac. Banchero outside. Drills the three-pointer. Banchero's got the first 3 points of the night up on the board for the Magic. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I did speak with the head coach of the Spurs. Now, we spoke briefly about how critical it is to slow down Paolo Banchero. Coach said he can be a force on offense when he gets a couple to fall. The energy and effort from our guys has to be high if we want to contain him. See if that team can contain Banchero out there, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, David.
And one of the quickest players in basketball. Love watching Fox use that momentum to his advantage on the drive.
And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And once again, Coach, this storied San Antonio franchise is on the upswing.
It sure is, Kevin. Look, they've got a Hall of Fame coach and a potential Hall of Fame centerpiece to build a team around. They've got great talent evaluators in the front office. You can't ask for a better recipe for success.
Here's Suggs following the three-pointer by San Antonio. Now, here's Banchero, defended by Sohan. Just 3 to shoot. Shoots. And it's Banchero missing.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the look they want. It's tough working the mid-range area.
Here's Castle. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. Banchero outside. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
Excellent work in the screen and roll. Banchero solid at knowing when to shoot in those sets.
Wembanyama sets a screen for Fox. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Here's Bitadze. San Antonio with the rebound. Here's Wembanyama. And he hits it to tie the game up. Wembanyama's got his second bucket of the night.
And standing easily over 7 feet. When Wemby gets that ball near the hoop, literally nothing a defender can do.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. 1:53 left to play here in the first. Here's Banchero. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And this is something Banchero continues to hone, wanting to become a dangerous threat from deep.
So, Stan, we watched Kentavious Caldwell Pope's career, and he's played for a handful of teams, and he's been a starter on multiple title teams, including the 2020 LA Lakers.
Yeah, Kevin, I loved coaching him. This guy is a hard worker. He's one of the best conditioned athletes in the league. His stamina is incredible. He knocks down threes. It's not a coincidence that he's been on championship teams in 2 different cities.
Amazing. And for De'Aaron Fox, his three-point shooting, Greg, has come a long way.
In his rookie season, he only shot 30% on 2 attempts per game. But his volume and efficiency have both gone way up. And it's made him much more dangerous offensively.
Here are the Magic now, following the three-pointer by San Antonio. They set the pick. Here's Suggs. And nothing is falling for him right now. Spurs leading by 4. Wembanyama passes to Sohan. Here's Bitadze. No scoring in this one. Here's Banchero. The Magic again can't hit. For San Antonio, they've gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. Outside for Wembanyama. Pass to Sohan. Down low, Spurs passing it around. And the basket by Castle.
That's a confident shot right there by the rookie. Castle wants to keep improving that part of his game.
And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Here's Sohan. Connects from three-point range. 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Suggs kicks to Banchero. Puts up a three. That one doesn't go.
Oh, he's frustrated there. You know he wanted to come right back with the three of his own.
And so it's Victor Wembanyama. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. You guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for San Antonio?
Well, I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
And they've also been effective from beyond the arc tonight. And if that continues, guys, it can really open up the rest of their offense.
This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. They've got Franz Wagner. Cole Anthony is out there with Black. Then it's Wendell Carter, and it's De Silva in at the power forward. Mo Wagner's checked in for the Magic. Vassell, no good. The Magic trail by 9. Although they were eliminated in the first round, last season was a success stand for the Magic.
It sure was, Kevin. I don't think many people had them even making the playoffs, but they fought hard, pushed the Cavs to 7 games, and gained valuable playoff experience.
Here's Black. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Vassell left side. Buries the long-range jumper. Vassell's got the lead up to 10 now for San Antonio. And Anthony's got the ball here for the Magic. They set the screen. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Ball outside. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. Off target from three-point range.
I can't believe he missed that three, regardless.
In the air and down hard. Woo!
Oh, stop.
Now here's Paul. Hasn't made one yet. And that one's good. Mamu Kelishvili. And the Spurs lead by 11.
And this is where Paul really excels. He's got an exceptional mind.
Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
And I gotta say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still, a magnificent move to the rim.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
So it's the Spurs now, and the basket by Vassell.
And what do you expect from Vassell? He's an accurate shooter from the perimeter.
And here's Anthony from the arc. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Anthony's got 5 points now this quarter. You know, Stan, we hear all the time about after-timeout plays. About how many of those do teams really have at their disposal?
Well, you certainly have to have a few, Kevin. Coaches vary in their philosophy. Some coaches will draw them up on the fly. I was one, like a lot of guys, who wanted to have things that we've worked on that then we could go to. But that just depends on who you've got, how smart you guys are, how quickly they pick things up.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Franz Wagner grew up in Germany, but he says one of the reasons that I went to college in the U.S. was to learn a different mentality. The game is played more competitively, and talking trash is welcome. I had it in me deep down, but that brought it out more. That combination of styles has helped him to this day. Kevin?
Great stuff, D.A. Thanks.
Ooh, that is a tough shot.
Barnes outside. We've got 1:23 left to play in the first half. Paul with the three. And it's Orlando with the rebound. There's the pick. And here's Anthony for three. Can't get it to drop. Made three. Missed two from the field. Paul passes to Barnes. And the layup's good off the glass.
And that's a routine play for Paul. He's not going to miss the open man.
Wagner against Barnes. Nice move. Wagner kicks to Wagner. Here's Black. It's rebounded by Paul. San Antonio leading by 7. Barnes finds Vassell. Barnes the screen. Vassell no good. Orlando, they've gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
And the dunk by Barnes.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Wagner outside. The tray. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. We're seeing a tremendous game from Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Sohan is the 4 with the lengthy Wembanyama playing the 5. Castle is out there with De'Aaron Fox. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. That's the San Antonio 5. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. San Antonio leading by 7. Well, Stan, when the Spurs landed the first overall pick in the draft, their fortunes changed back on May 16th, 2023.
Look, Kevin, the hardest thing for any franchise is to find the guy that you can build everything around. When they got Wembanyama, that dream came true for San Antonio, and they've got the guy they can build this franchise around for years to come.
Here's Sohan. Back to Wembanyama. Misses the 3. The Magic trail by 8. Banchero with the screen. Out to the wing. Gets the jumper in space. Banchero's got 11 points.
Oh, good to see that Banchero has options if he can't penetrate. Your game has to be multifaceted in the league.
And with the screen. Wembanyama looking it over. Shoots over Isaac, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
And Isaac throws it down.
Yeah, you got to push Isaac out of the paint. Once he's got that position, he is going to be all over the rim.
Here's Wembanyama for 3. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 4 assists in the game. Caldwell Pope for 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Caldwell Pope's got his second bucket of the night.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Here's Castle. He's covered by Banchero. And Wembanyama throws it down.
And a monster game for Wemby with the matchup issues he creates. I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
And finished off by Banchero.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
And that's a full stretch on that block by Banchero, using all of his length.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Right around 3 minutes into the second half.
2 minutes.
Champagny passes to Barnes. 4 on the shot clock. Takes the 13-footer. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Barnes has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Anthony kicks to Black. Lets it go with the 3. And it's Mamu Kelishvili with the rebound. And so it's Paul bringing it up for San Antonio. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. So, Stan, we have a second-generation player in front of us, and next to us is Dad. Cole Anthony. He has his dad's gift, don't you think, for passing the ball?
Yeah, Kevin, and a lot more scoring gift than his dad had. You know, and the thing I love about what Cole has done, though, I respect so much, is he's accepted that role coming off the bench, and he's been such a great weapon for them.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Last season, the Magic retired the first jersey number in their franchise's history, that of our esteemed colleague and Hall of Famer, Shaquille O'Neal. Orlando's #1 pick back in 1992, Shaq went on to lead them to their first NBA Finals appearance in 1995. The honor is well-deserved, Kevin.
Yep, he's our teammate, isn't he, David? We love him as a guy, and we love him as a player. And the Magic making a change here. Ogner's checked in. Vassell, the pass to Barnes. Back to Vassell. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Black.
And I love the fact that he didn't try to take on the defense by himself. Great pass on the move.
Pass to Champagny. Paul outside. And here's Barnes for 3. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Barnes has got 5 points in the quarter.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And, guys, you cannot allow that in a close game.
And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. It's the Spurs up 3. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter, what is still anybody's ball game. And so in the game for the Magic, both on the floor at the 3 and 5, it's the Wagner brothers, Franz and Mo. Cole Anthony is out there with Black. And it's De Silva in at the 4 spot. Barnes outside. Driving in. Can't convert the two-handed jam. The Magic trail by 3. Wagner outside. Pass to Wagner. It's Black in the corner. Wagner a screen on Vassell. Black, no good. Spurs leading by 3. Barnes outside. And he finishes nicely on the way.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Wagner a screen on Vassell.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that, puts so much pressure on the defense.
Here's Barnes. That one good for 2. Barnes has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Pass to De Silva. There's the pick. The wide open look here for Anthony. The three-pointer no good.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
And that one's good. Champagny.
If you came to watch a scoring battle, you're in the right place.
Yeah, and how great have these offenses been for these teams tonight? Just fantastic execution.
De Silva with the bucket.
What a time for him to step up. Big three right there.
Well, guys who can make big shots at the end of games have become a necessity.
Out to the right wing. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. No good from outside.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Wagner wide open. The quick look, no good that time. Spurs leading by 4. Barnes passes to Champagny. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Anthony kicks to Wagner. Here's De Silva. Kept alive. Second shot opportunity. And he banks in the layup.
Huge play on the offensive glass there to get more second chance points. He's only getting more physical as this game wears on.
Well, his value increases when he can get offensive boards late in games like that.
Here's Champagny. He's defended by Wagner. And it goes down 2 points.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Here's Black. Kicks it out to Wagner. Wagner against Barnes. Fires for 3. The rebound by Champagny.
Well, I've been here before. You're looking to get back in the game, but desperation threes are not the way to do it.
From outside the arc. Knocks down the 3 ball. And the Spurs lead by 9.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a play.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. 55 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Isaac with a screen for Caldwell Pope. He hits the first one, and that brings them within 8. Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Castle. Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal.
No question. That would be all she wrote.
Wembanyama gets the bucket.
And it's just competing. And, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Here's Suggs. And Suggs throws it down. So it's the Spurs now. They've held a 12-point lead early. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Wembanyama outside. Rebound by the Magic.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side. The score is not on their side. Nothing you can do.
19 seconds left in the game. And here's Wembanyama. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. 8-point game. The 3. That doesn't go either for Wembanyama. And so it's San Antonio with the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and
Well, Doris, we got a clash at the 5 spot here tonight. Can't wait to see these centers go at it.
BA, there was once a point in history where we were talking about, is the 5-man phased out of the game? And all of a sudden now you have several MVPs who occupy the position. It is unequivocally going to be a special matchup tonight.
And now the Los Angeles starters. Kawhi and Zubac make up the front court. Bogdanovic is out there with James Harden. And it's Coffey in at the 3. Now here's Harden. And Harden with the slam.
Oh my, James Harden with a statement right there.
And so it's Fox with it. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Doris, looking back at James Harden's time at Houston, what an incredible individual run he went on.
Come on, Brian. Finished in the top 3 in MVP voting 5 times with the Rockets. Came so close to getting to an NBA Finals. He's still beloved in the city of Houston.
Showing off the major hops. Wow! Look at Fox. Get up and finish with some power.
Harden finds Zubac over Kessel. Zubac's shot is off.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Greg Popovich had a few moments to share with me. To no one's surprise, their focus defensively is on containing Kawhi Leonard. Coach said Kawhi is a terrific decision maker and always manages to play the game at his pace. So we need to get into him, apply some pressure, and try to make him uncomfortable. History shows that will not be an easy task, BA.
Thank you for that, Allie. And so it's San Antonio with it. The Clippers getting their last shot to go. And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. There's Bogdanovic with the 3. Drains the triple.
And this is why Bogdanovic is a vital cog in this offense. It's his ability to stretch the floor like that.
Here's Wembanyama. And it's blocked by Harden. Leonard against Fox. Leonard passes to Zubac. It's good. And the assist that time from Leonard.
How about the timing? Could be the difference between an assist and a turnover. Nice delivery.
Here's Wembanyama. Pass to Kessel. Wembanyama screen. It's stolen by Bogdanovic. And it's the Clippers on the break. Moving it up. Here's Zubac. Oh, rejected by Wembanyama.
First personal foul. First team foul.
From deep, Wembanyama hits the trifecta. Wembanyama's got 6 points.
When Wembanyama goes up, he can be so quick. I mean, the rookie looking very assertive.
And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
And we're about 3 minutes into this first quarter.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Outside Harden. Pass to Coffey. Back to Harden.
He really gets left behind on D. Johnson's so quick to match up.
And Doris, the Clippers with new jerseys, a shiny new arena, and an ownership group that is very aggressive. They want some shiny hardware to go with it.
BA, you have to appreciate an ownership group that is willing to spend and make all the right moves in order to position yourself for the championship. But now the players need to come through. And what has been their undoing in recent years is injuries and the lack of availability of their best players. Age and health still hover over this organization.
For San Antonio, they've gone 5 of 8. Solid opening quarter for them. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
And Wembanyama can dunk it basically just standing up. You gotta keep him out of the paint.
Pass to Coffey. It's stolen by Johnson. Now the Spurs moving it up the floor. Poke loose. There's 49 seconds left in the first quarter here. Here's Zubac. Yes, and it's Leonard with the assist that time. Leonard's got his 4th assist in this one.
That's about using your size and knowing how to get it done. Mr. Zubac steps up.
Now here's Wembanyama. Give him 8. Harden with it. Fox picks him up. Harden against Wembanyama. And he's going to the line. And they're not happy with the call here. Coach is given the signal. He's going to use his challenge. Probably a good idea in such a close contest.
Shooting for James Harden, taking 2 shots.
Still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look, so the officials can be sure they get it right. So they see clear evidence of a bad call, and they're going to overturn it. Probably the right decision.
And give credit to the officials for recognizing the mistake and correcting it. Nobody likes to say they got it wrong, but they fixed it in a hurry.
2 on the clock. And it's Harden again missing. The drive by Wembanyama. And he can't get that one. And at the end of 1, both teams putting up some points. It's Los Angeles. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. What do you guys think about Los Angeles here in this one?
Simply put, they look totally fearless on the defensive end.
Well, very disruptive in that first period. They never allowed the offense to get comfortable.
We've got Chris Paul, also Devin Vassell out there, and it's Barnes in at the power forward position. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with. Powell for 3. The offensive rebound. Dunn outside. Powell outside. Stolen by Vassell. Oh, and a fast break for the Spurs. Pass to Barnes. Barnes a screen. With the teardrop. Rebound by the Clippers.
He's got a great defensive mind. He gets good position and affects the release.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
So they take the lead.
The team counts on Vassell for this, a reliable producer of 3-point buckets.
Grant, compared to some of the flashier scores, Devin Vassell has a more workmanlike approach.
Yeah, he can quietly drop a big game on you. He doesn't draw attention with stylish plays and big circus shots. He just grinds it out by finding his looks.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the 3-point land never hurts.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Devin Vassell is progressing offensively. He said, I feel like the game has slowed down, just making the right reads. I know I can get to my spots. I just want to show that I'm an efficient scorer and a willing passer. I'm trying to be the best player that I can be.
Yeah, love that work ethic, Allie. Thanks. Here's Mamukelashvili. Yet to see a basket. 5-on-3 break. Powell for 3. That's in. Coming off an assist from Jones. And the Clippers lead by 1.
Norman Powell with the rise and fire from 3-point territory. Pretty delivery.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Devin Vassell. That's his first foul of the game.
And great job to establish position and square up.
So it's Los Angeles now. On the attack, Simmons. Off target at the rim.
Well, he did everything right till he got to the rim. He needs to finish that.
Pass to Barnes. Back to Paul. Over to the left wing. Here's Champagnie. Defended by Jones. Champagnie, that's good. For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 for 6 in the second quarter. Not great. Simmons with a screen on Paul. And he's going for the oop here. And it's Simmons with the jam.
At 6'10" with excellent hops, Ben Simmons makes that look easy.
Here's Champagnie. And the 3 off target. The Clippers in the lead. Pass to Eubanks. Out left to the wing. Simmons with the bucket. Simmons has got 4 points this quarter. And Grant, we know the importance of the veteran leaders on a team, but not every vet wants to accept a mentorship role.
Very true, B.A. In your later years, that role becomes a blend of playing and kind of coaching. Not everyone is cut out for that.
And Powell with the stuff.
You can see how dangerous Norman Powell can be. Explosive ability to get out and transition off the steal.
Here's Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes the 2 points, moves on. Powell's shot is off.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Inside. Back to Paul. The 3-ball. Knocks down the long J.
Well, how about being on the other end of a nice pass? Chris Paul usually sets guys. That time he is set.
Eubanks into the lane, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Eubanks, he's got his first points of the night.
Unselfishness can be infectious. Terrific teamwork.
Outside Paul. Outside Barnes. Pass to Champagny. Clock at 6. Barnes with a screen on Jones. Champagny, that's good.
No one there to contest. Didn't really need the fade.
Here's Eubanks. Barnes with the rebound. For San Antonio, they've gotten over 50% of their shots to go. 5 for 9 in the second. Here's the sell. And San Antonio hits again from deep. These teams just feeling each other out.
Yeah, I love the spirit out there. Already 6 lead exchanges.
Out to the right wing. Here's Eubanks. Nails it from 3. Eubanks, he's got 5 points now in the quarter.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It's on Derek Jones.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
Both good from the line that time.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
And so the ball out of bounds. Jones touched it last.
Such a risky pass. Hopefully he thinks twice about attempting that again.
And stolen by Simmons. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. San Antonio on top. They lead by a bucket. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. See you in just a bit. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Victor Wembanyama really making a difference here.
I love how effortlessly he scored. The game just comes so easy for him.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
On the floor for the Clippers, Kawhi and Zubats make up the front court. James Harden out there with Bogdan Bogdanovic. And it's Coffey in at the 3. Offensive board. Outside for Harden. Back to Zubats. Second shot opportunity. They get it back. Oh, persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Zubats has got 8.
So strong, so tough. He beats the Zubats, absorbs the contact, and goes right through it.
Johnson for 3. Counted from distance. And the Spurs lead by 5.
You want to run your offense through him, a reliable scoring option.
And the foul called on Victor Wembanyama. That's his 3rd foul so far.
First team.
And a minute played as the second half gets going. Here's Harden. Bogdanovic on the wing. He's covered by Fox. Pass to Coffey. 6 on the shot clock. And the ball out of play. The Spurs will have it. San Antonio leading by 5. Wembanyama, screen on Harden. Outside Wembanyama. Back to Fox. Here's Sohan. No good on the triple. For Los Angeles, they've gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. Bogdanovic. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Bogdanovic has gotten his second bucket of the game.
You like seeing Bogdanovic get it done inside. An opportunistic scorer around the rim.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Brian, there's a lot of room for growth for the Spurs, even with their rising star, Victor Wembanyama, who said, I know it's not going to be easy. It's going to take some time before we contend for a title. I'm ready for anything and ready to sacrifice. I'm patient, but I'm not wasting time. Brian, plenty of motivation.
Chasing greatness is what they're doing, Allie. Oh, and a fast break for the Spurs. Zubats against Wembanyama. Out to the right wing. Castle for 3. San Antonio again can't hit.
And you can tell right there, the defense is totally fine with him shooting that. That's not his game.
You know, Grant, you talk to scouts about Stephon Castle. They just feel like this guy's a winner.
Well, certainly we saw that at Connecticut. Now, as a freshman, he was a key piece in their title run. He actually turned up his game in the tournament, and that's rare for any freshman. Yet this is what everyone wants to see Wembanyama doing, dominating on the inside.
Zubats inside, covered by Wembanyama. Back to Leonard. Launches it from deep. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Sohan. Yes! And a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got his 3rd assist of the night.
You got to be impressed with Fox's court awareness. He has a feel for when one of his guys is uncovered.
Here's Sohan. A chance to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And a deep 3 from Leonard. Again, the miss by Leonard. San Antonio leading by 8. And Kawhi Leonard gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul. A line change here for San Antonio.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the 3rd. And this will be a second trip to the free throw line. And he knocks down the first one.
If you're a head coach, you love having a guy like Chris Paul around. He's a coach on the floor for you and helps keep everyone accountable.
Dunn attacking. Out to Powell. Now here's Eubanks. Tightly guarded. Here's Dunn. Fires in the triple.
Well, that's a case where your teammates are showing trust in you, and he comes through with flying colors.
Over to the wing. Barnes feeling it out a bit. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Barnes has got his 2nd basket of the night.
With that deep stroke, I like Barnes' ability to switch between the 3 and 4 spots. 2 distinct things in terms of spacing on the floor and the requirements of the jobs. Boy, forget about keeping it simple. He went for the high degree of difficulty on that lay-in.
Champagne's shot is off. Clippers trail by 8. Jones finds Simmons. No, stopping him there. Jams it in, and he's fouled. An opportunity at a 3-point play. It's on Devin Vassell, and he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. San Antonio's gone 3 of 7 from deep so far in the 3rd quarter. And the foul called on Harrison Barnes. That's his first foul of the game.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
So it's Los Angeles now. Oh, what a performance offensively.
They're really rolling at that end. Excellent game plan.
Well, you have to admire Chris Dunn's aggressiveness. This guy will take hard forays into the lane and drain the layup.
And he banks in the layup. And it's now just a 1-point Spurs lead.
They've been aggressive during this run, but they've also played under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Mamukelashvili passes to Barnes. Here's Mamukelashvili. It'll count. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And as we finish the 3rd quarter, it's still close. Well, Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And for the Clippers, they're shooting 51%. Good clip from the field. Chris Paul out there with Devin Vassell. Then it's Harrison Barnes. And it's Mamukelashvili in at the center position. That's who's in the game for the Spurs.
How about the strength and explosive nature of Norman Powell? This guy excels at absorbing contact.
And a breakdown here, guys, of the hustle stats for the Clippers.
These guys have incredible stamina based on how they've been running the floor, using speedy transition play to get fast break points.
I think it's also important we have to acknowledge how many scoring opportunities they've created from their spectacular defense, getting a bunch of points off turnovers.
Oh, couldn't have asked for a more hotly contested game.
These teams have swapped the lead 8 times. I believe it's coming down to the wire.
This close to the rim, Ben Simmons just leaves no doubt.
And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. That's going to send Devin Vassell to the line. It's on Derek Jones, and it's a completely new group for the Clippers. Here's Harden. Leonard, left side. And we played through about a minute here in the fourth. No luck on that one. Wembanyama, screen on Bogdanovic. And Fox powers it home.
Even though he's just 6'3", Fox can really get up, including slamming it down in style.
Here's Leonard. That's too easy for Leonard.
This continues to be a battle. The lead is within reach.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
Wembanyama, no good.
Despite the miss, those are the kind of looks coaches hope to create.
Here's Harden. And that one drops.
I tell you, James Harden's ability to power through contact and finish with bodies around him is something else.
Fox. Fox gets it to go inside.
0 rim protection. Unforgivable in a tight ball game like this.
You know, we talk about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
Here's Harden. Yep, that one's good. Harden's gotten 4 this quarter.
James Harden's ability to finish with either hand, so crafty, understanding how to navigate around defenses when he's in the painted area.
Now here's Fox. Fox splashing it home from deep.
They are unconscious from outside, and so far, the defense has had no answer.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Zubac, screen. Outside Harden. Stolen by Vassell. Fox with speed. And Fox powers it home.
Oh, Fox doesn't shy away from important possessions. He wants to be the man for this team.
Harden with a bucket.
Oh, can you say important bucket by Harden? James always wants the ball in these moments. Love it.
Now here's Wembanyama. And as it goes out of bounds, San Antonio will keep possession. Castle's checked in for San Antonio. Jones, he's checked in for the Clippers. Here's Castle. Who poked away. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Bogdanovic. Devin Vassell, he's checked in for Fox. Here's Vassell. Sends it home from three-point land. And the Spurs lead by 6.
You know, he's so smooth on his catch-and-shoot jump shots, and Vassell has a natural rhythm on him, too.
Bogdanovic passes to Leonard. Three-pointer, no good.
Simply put, a bad shot, guys. They all know they can get a better look than that.
And Kawhi Leonard gets a whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. 1:36 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Pass to Castle. Johnson for 3. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
They're really employing a deep-range initiative here in the fourth, and it's working.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection, swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
Three-pointer, Harden. Yes, and it's Leonard with the assist that time. Leonard's got 5 assists tonight.
James Harden understands answering a three with your own three negates any momentum of your opponent.
Sinks it from distance.
Both teams are starting to find a rhythm here.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Now here's Leonard. Back to Harden. Shot clock at 6. Oh, there's the alley.
James Harden is the master of pick and roll action. This guy flawless in his execution.
Wembanyama double teamed. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
In transition. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. And it's all from three-point range. And so it's Harden with it. He brings it up for Los Angeles. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. And they've been moving the ball really well tonight.
Good things come to those who take good shots.
The shot by Sohan, no good. And so it's San Antonio with the W. Allie, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us.
And it's going to be Los Angeles off the tip. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Down in the block, it'll be Kawhi next to Zubac. Bogdanovic is out there with Harden. And it's Jones in at the 3, the small forward. And Greg, the way Orlando ended last season, that's really fueled their fire for this year.
Yeah, I mean, a tough loss to Cleveland in Game 7 of the opening round. But it's hard to win in this league without first incurring some battle scars.
Now, let's go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Jamal Mosley.
Now, he couldn't have been more complimentary about Kawhi Leonard. After some injury issues, he's now back to being the best guy on the floor most of the time. Coach said slowing him down is like trying to hold back an avalanche with a shovel. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Brent, when you talk about the Clippers franchise, and you appreciate this so much, their first superstar was really Bob McAdoo.
And what a tremendous talent. You know, most people remember Bob McAdoo with his years with the Lakers. But, man, when he was with the Buffalo Braves, 3 straight scoring titles, was the league MVP in 1975. Sorry, Dad. Some people still consider him the club's best player ever.
Here's Jones. Oh, and the dunk by Jones.
And we continue to see Leonard and his patience being able to deliver the ball like that.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Banchero. Sinks the triple. Banchero's got 6 points.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Leonard with a screen on Suggs. Harden to the wing on the left. Zubac with it. Isaac picks him up. Now, here's Zubac. He's tightly guarded. And that one's good. Leonard.
You don't want to give Kawhi that kind of positioning. He doesn't waste good looks.
Orlando's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Pass to Suggs. To the middle. Here's Isaac. Back to Suggs. Clock at 4. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
And this is a guy who is really comfortable with the ball in his hands. Suggs so dangerous in the pick and roll.
Kicks it out to Bogdanovic. Here's Harden. That ball. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovic.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jalen Suggs. That is his first foul of the game.
It's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Now here's Harden. Leonard, that's for 2. Rebound by Paolo Banchero.
The defense better tighten up on the mid-range there. Much tighter. You expect him to make every single one of those.
People like to debate, and Greg, I don't know if this is you, what's better, Kawhi's defense or his offense?
Well, Kevin, I'll say this. Even if he was a subpar defender, his offense alone would have him among the league's top players. But his defense isn't subpar. At its best, it's elite.
Banchero is screened for Suggs. Clock at 6. The Magic again can't hit. Clippers leading by 4. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That is his first foul of the game. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Caldwell Pope pass to Bitadze. Isaac with a screen for Caldwell Pope. Good work there as it goes.
Just a smooth customer off that pick and roll. KCP making a quick assessment and decides to take it for himself.
Now, here is Harden. There's the drive. Zubac finds Leonard. Banked in off the glass. Leonard's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Caldwell Pope pushes to Suggs. There's the screen over Harden. And again, it's Orlando converting.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
And they call an illegal screen here.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Got to hold firm or you're going to get a call.
Orlando trailing here. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Banchero, that's good. Banchero's got 8 points.
And great work inside. This is where Banchero feasts.
Jones, no luck.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Banchero, that's good.
Remember when big men shooting threes were as rare as a Sasquatch, and now those big guys are everywhere.
The three from Harden. The shot, no good. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Magic lead by 3. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Magic?
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
And let's make sure that that selfish nerve doesn't get tapped, because right now there's great ball movement. They're setting each other up. Let's see if that maintains.
Both on the floor at the 3 and 5. It's the Wagner brothers, Franz and Mo. Cole Anthony is out there with Black. And it's De Silva in at the 4 slot. That's who's out there for Orlando. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin. Last season, the Magic extended Coach Jamal Mosley's contract through 2028. He said, it's not about me. I just want each one of these guys to reach their full potential. This game has been good to all of us. I want to be part of maximizing how great they can be on and off the court. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you.
As a big, once you get position inside, it allows you to fight and come away with a lot of tough boards.
Ben Simmons gets the bucket. For years, it seemed like the league was going to go smaller. But lately, Greg, it seems like size is back in fashion.
Yeah, I mean, look at the MVP award, right? Centers and Jokic and Embiid winning it recently. Even Giannis, I wouldn't consider him small. And just overall around the NBA, it feels like bigger teams are having more success.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Here's Coffey. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Orlando leading by 6. There's Wagner with the 3. That shot off. And they're pushing it up. Coffey passes to Simmons. Pass to Eubanks. Shot clock at 6. Powell, the pass to Eubanks. Rebounded by Anthony.
Well, he's a guy they count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That is his first foul of the game. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Black kicks to Wagner. Clock at 6. There's the triple. Rebound by the Clippers. GA, when you look at the development of Franz Wagner, what now is the next step for him?
Kevin, for me, it's the three-point shooting, specifically becoming more efficient out there. And I also think he's going to have to become a better passer, ball mover. I got total confidence he'll get there because the rest of his game is complete.
Anthony, the pass to Wagner. Anthony with the screen on Simmons. Pass to De Silva. Three-pointer. Ben Simmons with the rebound. Clippers trail by 3. Takes it inside. Here's Coffey. Powell in the high post. Still without a basket. Simmons feeling it out a bit. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Eubanks, no good. Orlando leading by 3. Pass to Wagner. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
1:33 left in the second quarter. They get it again. Wagner off target at the rim. Tries again. A nice shot by Black. And the Magic lead by 5.
Of all the action happening there, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
And here's a guy who loves playing inside. Simmons can play some bully ball down low.
And that one's good, Wagner.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Dunn kicks to Powell. Launches a 3. Rebound by the Magic.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
And it's Simmons penetrating. And they pick up 2. Simmons got 9 points.
Slicing and dicing the defense to pieces. When Simmons cuts hard inside, he is very hard to control.
Dunn outside. Lets it go from the wing. Can't hit that one. Magic leading by 3. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Wagner against Simmons. A 3 ball. And it's Franz Wagner with the 3. Wagner's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. There's a screen. Coffee passes to Dunn. Lets the 3 fly. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Coffey's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And stolen by Simmons. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the 3rd quarter.
26. Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drums, please. They're measuring up the shot.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, Paolo Banchero, guys, has been exceptional.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Down in the block, it'll be Kawhi next to Zubac. Bogdan Bogdanovic is out there with Harden, and it's Jones in at the small forward position. Shot clock at 3, and that one is good from Zubac.
You like Zubac for just making the simple play. He does that all the time.
Caldwell Pope outside. Back to Suggs. Pass to Bitadze. Here's Ben Kelly. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to go on Zubac. From Rookie of the Year in 2023 to an All-Star grade in 2024, Paolo Banchero.
And, Kevin, that really says it all, doesn't it? Few players hitting the ground running like Banchero has. Becoming an elite competitor, people fear almost instantly.
Harden dishes to Bogdanovic. Suggs against Harden. And it's sent back by Isaac.
And that long wingspan of Isaac aids him there in turning away shots. But it's also the timing he displays when he attacks the shooter.
And Jones slams it in.
That's going to be a big morale booster.
And you know what? It could come down to those second chance buckets when it's all said and done today.
Well, especially in a close game, every possession matters. No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on him.
Jones sets the pick for Harden. Over Suggs. Harden finds Zubats. Outside Bogdanovich. Harden with the screen on Suggs. Bogdanovich. The bucket is good. He'll have a chance for one more. That's on Jonathan Isaac.
Bogdanovich knocked around a little bit there, but sticks with his shot.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Orlando leading. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks very much. James Harden is still a factor at age 35. He says, I'm more than a scorer, so for me, it's just impacting the game at the highest level. Kevin, he's led the league in scoring 3 times, but has also led the league in assists. So, it's pretty much true. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And don't forget, he rebounds as well as any guard right now in the NBA. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Get up, Jalen Suggs. This guy also a terrific football player in high school.
Here's Harden. Harden with the stuff.
Big hops from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
Defense has got to be better. Flat out effort was not there.
Yes, that goes in.
And Banchero is putting it all together, capable of scoring from all 3 levels.
2 minutes remaining.
On the wing, Harden. He's covered by Suggs. Harden's shot is off. Magic leading by 6. Isaac goes in. Banchero outside. And the foul on Harden. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. So a new group on the floor for Orlando.
Substitution on the court.
Wagner against Simmons. A 3-pointer off the mark. Clippers trail by 6. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Dunn's got 3 assists now in this one. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Orlando Magic. Wagner with it, outguarded by Simmons. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Shoots the 3, and that's good. Franz Wagner for 3. Wagner's got the lead up to 7 now for the Magic. Down against Anthony, and play stops. Whistling what looks to be an illegal screen.
Well, when a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
Now, here's Wagner. Eubanks defending. Wagner a screen on Powell. Here's Black. Lays it up off the glass. And now it's a 9-point Orlando lead.
Now that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Simmons inside. 6 to shoot. The 3-pointer is right on target. Coffey's got 6.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Simmons a screen on Anthony. And so it's Orlando in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard with the pass right on the money.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Both on the floor at the 3 and 5. It's the Wagner brothers, Franz and Mo. Cole Anthony is out there with Black. And it's De Silva in at power forward. That's who's out there for Orlando. Here's Black. Off target from outside. Clippers trail by 10. And it's Simmons penetrating. Here's Coffey. And he gets it to go from the corner.
You can't leave anyone uncovered around Simmons. He's fantastic at sensing when one of his guys has got some freedom.
With the step back to the paint. Out to Anthony for 3. Trains it from beyond the arc. And the Magic lead by 11.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Here's Simmons. Pass to Coffey. Shoots the 3. And it's Orlando with the rebound. De Silva's got 5 rebounds tonight. Coffey passes to Simmons. Here's Coffey. Lets it go from deep. Connects from three-point range.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high octane a game as you're going to find.
Wagner outside. Down low. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense. That's a shot he's going to bury, especially when left open.
Wagner outside. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Wagner's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Clippers trail by 10. Now here's Powell. Dunn, wide open, he fires. And another 3 for the Clippers.
It felt like Powell had the shot, but good job of feeding the open man.
Here's Black, guarded by Powell. Here's Anthony, and slam dunk by Anthony.
He is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. Dunn shot's good.
Not sure how he gets that pass off. I thought for sure he was going to pull the trigger.
Magic leading by 7. And stolen by Dunn. And the shot goes in. Dunn's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Such a light touch on that finger roll. Classic move there.
2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And the Clippers going with a whole new group out there. Here's Leonard. Greg, they're in a rhythm offensively, really cooking.
And the opposition looks helpless to stop them right now.
Jones finds Harden. Pass to Bogdanovich. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Harden. Oversized. The rebound by Caldwell Pope.
And even though he didn't get a piece of that shot, you love the pressure he puts on the shooter.
Yeah, that's the kind of energy that you want to see on every possession throughout the game.
Banchero with the ball. Now guarded by Bogdanovich. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Excellent work in the screen and roll. Banchero solid at knowing when to shoot in those sets.
To the middle. That's good, and the Orlando lead is cut down to just 6 points, and the bucket from Zubac.
And with their backs against the wall, Zubac goes off.
Caldwell Pope against Bogdanovich. Banchero is screened for Suggs. Off target with his 3. This is a huge possession.
And this is where all the hard work pays off. You have to be able to execute under pressure.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
Shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. Guys, a critical time for them in this ballgame.
You got to play mistake-free.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Drills the three-pointer.
At one point, more of a standstill shooter, Caldwell Pope is now a little bit more lethal off the bounce.
Leonard with the screen on Suggs. 2 free throws coming up, and so the coach's challenge here comes into play.
Third personal foul. First team foul. At the line for the
Now, where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's
looks like a lopsided matchup, but anything can happen in the NBA, Grant.
That is the truth. I mean, that's why they play the games. One guy gets hot, a team gets cold. That's all it takes to swing the entire outcome of a game.
All right, let's check out San Antonio's starting lineup. Sohan and Wemby are the bigs. Castle is out there with De'Aaron Fox, and it's Johnson in at the 3 slot.
With the explosive leaping ability, he's able to play center despite being undersized.
Fox, the pass to Wembanyama. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Magic. Orlando with the ball. Suggs surveys the D. Banchero the screen. Fires the 3. Suggs no good. On offense, here is San Antonio to the inside. And it's Fox with the jam.
Look at Fox get up. Okay, I see you flexing on him.
And so it's Suggs. He brings it up for Orlando. Knocked away. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. Matadze, the pass to Suggs. Orlando again missing. Since drafting Wembanyama, the Spurs have looked like a team that gets better every game, RJ.
And they're still so young. They're learning the intricacies of the game and how to play with each other. But you can tell things are coming together and the future looks bright.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. From downtown, rebounded by the Spurs.
It's hard not to want payback when you give up a 3 at the other end, but it can force you to rush things.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Wembanyama, screen on Banchero. From deep. And San Antonio hits again from deep.
Yeah, you've got to worry about Wembanyama everywhere. He puts a defense to the test.
For 3, Caldwell Pope hits the 3-pointer.
It's turned into a showdown here. Dueling from distance.
Take that, he says. I see your 3, and I'll raise you another 3.
Now here's Wembanyama. Now Fox takes it inside. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul, too. And he'll go to the line. It's on Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Grant, when you talk about De'Aaron Fox, what an exciting player.
That he is, and just now entering the prime years of his career. We've seen him make great strides the last few years, and it's scary trying to think just how much he can still improve. He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Outside Wembanyama, the 3 is up. And can't get it to go, now 1 of 2.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
The 3 from Banchero. Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. Spurs lead by 3. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Well, De'Aaron Fox, the inaugural 2023 Clutch Player of the Year, he said, quote, "You can't be afraid to fail. Obviously, you're not going to make every shot, but my team puts me in position to succeed, so the least I can do is have confidence in myself to take good shots." Brian?
Allie, thanks. You know, he's become a star.
And he's a strong man. Isaac, so physical, getting to the bucket.
Outside Wembanyama. Johnson a screen on Isaac. From deep, Wembanyama. Orlando with the rebound. And there's a minute 45 left in the first quarter. On the wing, Caldwell Pope. Isaac outside. 6 to shoot. Banchero outside. Puts up a deep 3. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
Yeah, boy, the confidence of this young man. Banchero with the moonshot.
Fox, the pass to Wembanyama. Ooh, nothing falling for them right now. The Magic have gone 5 of 9 from the floor. A minute 4 left to play in the first. The 3 from Suggs. Rebound by San Antonio. Wembanyama's got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Castle, to the wing, right side. That's good from Wembanyama on the assist by Castle. Castle's got 3 assists now in this one. Orlando trailing here. Caldwell Pope for 3. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got his 5th rebound in this one. Lets it go from deep. And Wembanyama missing. And Orlando shooting 45% from the field in this first. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. To the paint. The kick out to Banchero. Outside, Caldwell Pope. Back to Bataze. Another shot. Rebound by San Antonio. And here's Wembanyama. That'll count. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. 1 quarter in the books. And it's been a close one. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. What do you guys think about San Antonio here in this one?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
It leads to some easy buckets, and I think it's given them control of the pace in this one.
Wagner's checked in for Orlando. The Wagner brothers on the floor. Franz at the 3, Mo in the middle. Then it's Cole Anthony, and it's Black in at the 2. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Magic. Here's Mamukelashvili. Vassell can't get it to go.
Locking the arc down. Defense knows it's on them to scare off those shots.
And the 11th pick in 2020. Devin Vassell was drafted for his defense. But Richard, his shot creation has come a long way.
Yeah, he's very comfortable handling and operating in the mid-range. One of his best ranges. He's moved past that 3 and D tag, and he's showing he can do so much more.
So it's San Antonio now, following the bucket by the Magic. Here's Champagnie, defended by Wagner. Champagnie shot is off.
I don't know if he got in his own head there or what, because the defense can't really take credit for that miss.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easy.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
Here's Champagnie, following the bucket by the Magic. And it's Cole Anthony with a foul. That'll be a second foul of the game. Vassell passes to Mamukelashvili. Kicks it out to Barnes. Connects from downtown.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
Ball against Anthony. Wagner, the pass to Black. Wagner with a screen on Vassell. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Mamukelashvili. Spurs trail by 3. Pass to Barnes. Knocks down the 18-footer. Barnes has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And you can expect him to make it when the D is trash like that.
First team foul.
They set a pick. Wagner for 3. Well, Richard, as we've seen, sometimes all a player needs to prosper is a change of scenery.
Well, no doubt, B.A. One of the biggest deciding factors in being successful is how you fit into a system and how you fit in with the players around you.
Ball passes to Barnes. Pass to Champagnie. Back to Barnes. There's the 3. Orlando with the rebound. Anthony outside. To the left wing. Wagner on the wing. He's guarded by Barnes. Just 5 to shoot. And again, it's Orlando with a 3.
I mean, I guess they're willing to give him that shot. They may want to rethink that strategy, though.
Vassell outside. Kicks it out to Barnes. It's It's rebounded by Wagner. Orlando leading by 7. Anthony outside, driving inside. Barnes with the rebound. And Barnes has got the ball here for San Antonio. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played. Vassell with it. Wagner picks him up. Wagner with a steal. It's tipped. Vassell outside. Here's Champagny. Pass to De Silva. Here's Wagner. Launches it. And the shot's off. 1 for 2 in this one.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Vassell passes to Mamukelashvili. And it's Cole Anthony with a foul. That's his 3rd foul so far. 52 seconds left to play in the first half. Right wing. Here's Mamukelashvili. And that one's on target from the wing. 2-for-1 opportunity here.
Hey, if I'm in their shoes, I go for it.
Here's Wagner. No good with a layup.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Barnes passes to Mamukelashvili.
That was a good call. The defense wasn't established.
San Antonio shooting their 2nd and 3rd shots at the line here. And the first one at the line is good.
At the line for the Spurs.
He's off on the 2nd. Magic leading by 4. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Wagner with a screen. Down low. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Wagner's got 4 points this quarter.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
Pass to Champagny. Let's go with a 3. Orlando with the rebound. Here's De Silva. 2 on the clock. And he takes it up and lays it in. And now it's an 8-point Magic lead. And so it's Orlando finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Their key to consistency has... Thanks very much, Allie. We'll be back soon to start the second half of basketball. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. Here's Fox. So on the floor for the Spurs, Sohan and Wemby are the bigs. De'Aaron Fox is out there with Castle, and it's Johnson in at the small forward position.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, B.A.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
And that finish shows you how dangerous he can be as a passer and a finisher.
A dynamic finish, then decides to hang out a little for good measure.
Yep, that's the exclamation point right there. Back to Wembanyama. Picked up by Sohan. Wow, Victor takes it to him inside.
All too easy for Wembanyama. He feels like no one can defend him inside.
Suggs, the pass to Banchero. From the corner. The rebound by the Spurs. Wembanyama's got 6 rebounds now in the game. I'll say this, Banchero is a guy that opponents can't forget about for a second. And you see it in all the defensive attention he gets. Teams show him all kinds of different looks, and he draws a bunch of double teams in isolation. The shake. And the layup is good by Isaac. Isaac's got his 2nd bucket on the night.
And that was a great job by Isaac showing his athleticism, getting up the floor in a hurry to convert.
Outside for Wembanyama. Pass to Castle. Wembanyama, screen on Banchero. This one for 3. Wemby showing off the range.
That's just unfair with that advantage height-wise. You can just shoot over him from deep.
Suggs, the pass to Banchero. To the right side. Shot clock at 5. Out of bounds. Magic ball as Orlando keeps possession.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
Caldwell Pope's shot is off.
Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
Banchero surveys from outside the arc. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got rebound number 8 now. Sohan, and down it goes. Jam that one home.
A little raw skill-wise, but Sohan has that rare physical traits and a tremendous upside.
The way he can elevate over a defender from deep, very tough to contain outside the arc.
Look at Wemby slicing all the way inside.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
This Magic team is making moves in the East. Star forward Paolo Banchero said, "We're a lot more competitive. We know we're talented. We can play with anybody, and we've proven it. Just one game at a time." Brian?
Got to take that simple approach. A team on the rise, Allie. Thank you. From deep, Wembanyama. And he's 6 for 12 after that one.
When Wembanyama goes up, he can be so quick. I mean, the rookie looking very assertive.
To the middle. Here's Batadze. Deflects the pass. Oh, Fox with a steal. Here we go for the lead. Orlando with the rebound. Batadze's got 4 rebounds now. Banchero outside. Pass to Suggs. Banchero with a screen on Fox. Here's Batadze. 6 on the shot clock. On the wing, Isaac. The baseline, Jay. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Isaac. Orlando leading. Caldwell Pope finds Banchero. Here's Batadze. Takes a 3. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama.
That was a good possession. They got a clean look. The shot just didn't fall.
Here's Sohan. And unable to get the go-ahead bucket there. And so Banchero will bring it up for Orlando. The 3 from Suggs. The long-distance 3 is buried. Suggs has got 8.
Yeah, nice initiative from Suggs. Seeing an easy scoring opportunity and pouncing on it.
Johnson a screen on Isaac. Here's Wembanyama. Wow, that wiry strength of Wembanyama.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Isaac with a screen on Fox. Caldwell Pope for 3. It doesn't go for him. 3 quarters of play and a close one here. Orlando ahead. They lead by 2. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
I feel like we've seen more slick passing big man in the league today than we've ever seen.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the 4th quarter could have more action in store for us. They've got Anthony. Wendell Carter is out there with Wagner. And it's De Silva in at the 4. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hi, guys. Well, Jamal Mosley was just reviewing the plan with his team. They said in the huddle, "This is it. No excuses. Let's figure out a way to win." A couple of players spoke as well, firing up their teammates. A great ending could be in store, guys.
Allie, thank you. Ball finds Barnes. Here's Mamukelashvili. That's it. Coming off an assist from Barnes.
Cool, calm, and collected at a critical juncture in this game.
Wagner with it, and it's Paul picking him up. And he throws it down with one hand.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
And this is just typical of him, always making an impact at crucial moments in the game.
And his team needs every bit of his production if they want to pull this one out. It is neck and neck here in the final period.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot most possessions.
And again, it's the Spurs from deep. Neither team able to take a hold of this game.
Yeah, it's a bit a tight one. Numerous lead changes, very competitive.
Here's Anthony. Wagner, right side. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Just magnificent. I mean, he punishes the D for a lackluster effort.
They look a little disorganized there. The result is an emphatic jam.
Yeah, when you're not locked in on defense, they will make you pay with an easy finish there.
The three is up. And Vassell, the bucket, on the assist by Paul. Vassell's got his first 3 points of the game.
Vassell has no conscience behind the arc. He will not hesitate to get it up.
Three-pointer Anthony drops in the three.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Here's Champagny, defended by Wagner. Champagny's shot is off.
That is not a bad decision to pull from there. It was just a little bit off with the execution.
Wagner on the wing for three. Rebound San Antonio. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here's Champagny. Out to the right wing. They set the screen.
Just lost his head out here. It'll happen if you're pushing a little too hard.
And great job to establish position and square up.
Here's Wagner. Just about 3 minutes through the fourth and final quarter here. Anthony outside.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
To the inside. Stolen by Vassell. And here's the fast break. The three from Barnes. He drops it from range. And the Spurs lead by 3. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Spurs.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
They're also finding a lot of points tonight off transition play, running the floor and using the fast break to beat the defense.
Champagny, the pass to Mamukelashvili. 5 to shoot. Kicks it out to Barnes. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Wagner. And here's Wagner. He'll bring it up for the Magic. It's a 1-point game. Pass to De Silva. Wagner with a screen. A line change here for Orlando. Here's Batase. Oh, rejected by Wembanyama. Here's Sohan. No good with the triple. The Magic have gone 5 of 8 from the field so far in the fourth. Picked by Isaac. Here's Bancaro. Running the floor. Bancaro.
And talk about stepping up in a big way.
What a huge play coming through when it matters most.
Outside Wembanyama. San Antonio again can't hit. Grant, they'd love to milk the clock here.
No question. They're in a great situation right here.
And he lobs it up to the rim.
With great mobility in the 8-foot wingspan. Yes, 8 foot. Wembanyama easily wipes that shot away. And stepping up when it's clutch time, that's a very mature play by the young Bancaro.
Here's Wembanyama, and there's a whistle. He'll head to the line. And with this game coming down to the wire, they're quick to use their coach's challenge, asking for a review. This could be a big call.
Shooting for San Antonio. Wembanyama taking 2 shots. The play is under video.
The NBA was smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
He gets the first, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
Yeah, this young man is pretty steady at the line. Wembanyama can get this done. A steady hand at the line in a tough situation. He narrows it to a one-possession game.
Pass to Bataze. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time.
Second team foul. At the line.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he's unable to get the second one. And we've got a timeout called by Greg Popovich. And Coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. Turning here to our analyst. What elements become the primary keys at this point?
If they leave the arc open, take it. But it may be safer to get a quick 2 and then foul.
Yeah, time is the enemy at this point. So I think I'd go for the tie and avoid playing the foul game.
And looking to even the score with a huge 3.
That's their only option. They have to get a good look from deep here. Hey, everybody, that's execution off an inbounds play.
And we've got a timeout from Jamal Mosley. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. Suggs, the pass to Isaac. Oh, he missed it.
I like that. I mean, some physical play inside. He's not about to give up any easy baskets.
He sinks the clutch free throw. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 2-point ball game.
Not easy to keep your focus when there's so much riding on those free throws, but that was excellent work in the clutch.
And Greg Popovich has called timeout, and Coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. And looking at the options here, what do you think is being discussed?
I would honestly attempt to get the ball near the rim because